Today I just want to go over how I get this look right here. A patina look slash, I'm going to add some rust effects to this. It's going to look similar to the 40 Ford, but what I'm going for is I don't want to see any of these scratches. So this is from sanding it, and I want to show you another way that you can do this. What I've done already is I went over this with black primer, and then I shot it with a kind of a light blue color, and then white. And the purpose of that is I want it to look like it's been painted once or twice already. That was the whole purpose of that. And you can see here's the black primer, the blue, and the white. So what I'll do next is I'm going to take this, it's a non-acetone nail polish remover. So you can get any kind you want. Honestly, it doesn't matter. Add some to the rag. You don't need a lot. And I haven't done this side yet, just so I can show you. So I want to kind of take the paint off of along this line here. So I'm just lightly rub it. That acetone, the nail polish remover. So you're going to get, the rag's going to look kind of like this. You'll see how it starts to get kind of gummed up. So you're going to have to find another spot on there. Sorry about that bump. And I want this door to kind of be faded. So I'm just going to start rubbing this. And there's no rhyme or reason to this. You could do it, honestly, however you want. Now, I will say, too, when I painted this, I made sure and I did not do any heavy coats. And you can see already it's starting to take that off. So it doesn't take much. And you don't want to go too far. Enough to kind of get that off, get that white paint off. Because what we're going to do next is come back with that sort of thing. So typically you'll get kind of the fading, that sort of thing, along the high edges. But, you know, you can do it however you want, whatever you think looks good. So what I'm using here is Panzer Ace's acrylic colors, Vallejo, and it is the dark rust. And then I'm going to go around the edges with Model Air Vallejo orange rust. So, or, you know, I might use a little bit of this leather brown too. I'm not really sure yet. I'm just going to kind of go, and here's some orange brown. I'm just going to go kind of, you know, how it looks, kind of how I feel. What a lot of times I'll do is rather than do it with a brush, I'm just going to use this dirty rag and put some right on it, like that. Oh, sorry. Guess I didn't show you that. So I'm just adding a little bit to the here, and then what I'll do is just kind of stipple it. Just kind of touch it like that. And you want to kind of follow the kind of where the black was. So not all this is going to be, it's just going to be faded paint, but kind of get somewhat of a rust effect also, especially in the back here where, you know, the paint's definitely peeling. And around the wheel wells, drip line. You can even kind of strike it a little bit. But what I'm trying to get with this is just the middle of the rust. So I want it to be a little darker. And I think I'm going to call that good. We're going to take this light rust, orange rust. So for this one, I'm going to kind of use a brush like this. That gives me a little more of the effect I want. Get rid of a bunch of it, and then just kind of, whoop. So here's a great example. If you mess up, take it off. It's really easy, and it's going to leave a little bit of it. Big deal. It's perfect. So don't worry about it too much. And if you get too much on it, like I think I did, go ahead and just wipe your brush off and then keep stippling it. And that will help take some of the paint off. Wipe it again. All right, I'm liking this a little better. your brushes and you have any kind of lip like this, it's going to leave a kind of a gap like you see right here. So make sure you come back in and get that real good, because you will actually have rust underneath that. It's probably where it's originating actually. So, and I'm just kind of dragging this down. And like I said before, you don't have to follow my way. I don't really think there is a wrong way for this. It's just what you feel looks best. And this is kind of what I'm experimenting all the time with this stuff. So I still don't feel like I have it all the way down, but I'm getting better. All right, so it's coming together pretty good. The last step I have is I'm actually going to use real rust. And so what I did to get this, I'll put a link on my at the end on how I did this. But I basically just soaked steel wool in water for about a month or so. And it literally turned to rust, so it's perfect. And so how I'll do this is I'll typically just stick my finger in there and I just kind of rub it on. Wherever I think it needs it. Now I realize not everybody has this, so you could still just use and just use it that way. But this just, I think this just gives it a little more realism because it is real rust. I want to make sure that I have some streaks down the back here because water is coming down. You can clear coat this with a mat, or honestly, most of this will, unless you run over this stuff with some sort of paint thinner or stuff, it will not come off. You can handle it as much as you want, and for the most part, it really stays on there really well. Right, fast forward to being done. I like it. I like it a lot. I've got some really thick rust back here. I think what I'm actually going to do now is drill some holes in here and make this look actually rusted out, because all the water's falling here. It's kind of sitting here. It doesn't really drain very well, and it just starts to rust that out. Same along the wheel wells right here. I want to rust those out just slightly, and maybe up in these corners just a little bit. So let me know what you think. And please don't be afraid to try this yourself. It's really not that hard. You don't even need the special paints. If you just have browns, and one thing I would recommend is maybe get at least Tester's rust. They have a rust color. That does help somewhat. But yeah, that's, like I said, there's no perfect way, right or way wrong of doing this. It all works really well as long as you kind of think about what rust looks like. Rust is not just one color. It's usually typically has some white in it, maybe even some very slight yellow, of course the browns and the blacks, and yeah, so hope you enjoyed this, and thanks again, Mars, for hosting this. I love this group build, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks.